So you've made it all the way to the final six. Now, if you've never made it to this point in a game before, allow me to say that final sixes typically happen to be some of my favorite rounds. I don't play anymore, but back when I used to play, the only game that I ever won, final six, was my round. What happened was I could not convince my closest allies to make the right move at 7. They were convinced it had to be a certain way, and I was going to be out of town on the road all the entire next day, so I was not going to have time to, try to fix this. So I had to let them make what was the wrong decision, knowing that the consequence of that was going to be that at final six, I would end up being in a deadlocked 3-3 vote. I knew it. I knew it was coming, and it did happen. So final six, here we are in the tie, and in those games it was known ahead of time that it would be a tiebreaker challenge if it was deadlocked. And that's when made some magic happen. In a quick 15-minute period, convinced one person to flip, so it would be 4-2 and I would not be in the tie. But they made that decision based on a very short-term promise that we would not vote them out at final 5. And some very, very quick, very, very massive sweet talking, and convinced them to flip. And so I survived that round, and yes, the next round we sent them packing, and that person still voted for me to win at the end. I know a lot of players have a somewhat short-sighted mentality about, I'll never be able to get that person to vote for me if I vote them out. That is such a short-sighted attitude about Survivor. You might not get that person's vote every time, of course. There's no magic formula to it, but it can be done. Not voting somebody out based on, well, I don't think I could get their vote at the end. That's just a very short-sighted strategy right there. So you never know. You gotta work your magic. And final sixes, I have no idea what's going to happen here. I love the possibilities. I mean, you can have everything. You can have a 4-2 going one way. You can have a 4-2 going the other way. You can have, of course, the 3-3 deadlock. And then, my personal favorite combinations of the crazy 3-2-1 votes. So you never know. Or we could have a unanimous vote. You just never know what to expect with a final six, but it's always an interesting round. So we will see how this final six plays out.